I see a Chinese name. I cannot speak it, but I am just going to accept and hopes that we'll speak in English. Okay, Dragon Picture, I just accepted your request to speak. You can unmute your mic now and speak. Okay, I don't think Dragon Picture has some flames to spit out right now. So let's go on. uh, okay, now, Eugene, you talked about data control. Being having more control of your data and all of those things. But I would like us to understand what that means in a practical sense. Like, okay, um, how do we how are we having more control of our data in a practical sense in doing it? Like I am engaging with the web, I'm in a web3, platform or network or something, and maybe uh, my data is supposed to be engaged for something. How am I going to? Is it that I'm going to have requests for my permission to be given uh, regarding my data being used or something? In a practical sense, what does that mean? Having more control of my data, Web3.
Okay. When we talk about permissionless, so let me use that language that your data, you being in control of your data, we're talking about the fact that in the world of Web3, uh, data is actually being stored in more of an encrypted manner. Now, in this encryption, you know, nobody can actually access your data without uh, you yourself giving the accurate permission key, that is the keys to access that data. So everywhere they are stored, no governments, no individual, no corporate body can actually access your data without those keys being given out by you. So it's just more like your regular Facebook accounts or like your WhatsApp or wherever your banking stuffs where we make use of usernames and passwords. Now, if you don't give in your login credentials, actually, unless a hacker attempts it, nobody can actually access your accounts. So it's similar in that nature. In this manner now, the data is actually more encrypted. Now, it is done with a lot of computing technology and very much encrypted, such that even those data stores and the rest, they have no manner of accessing this data. Now, you are the one who is in full control. You channel your data wherever it seems like. Take, for example, we'll come to blockchain, we'll come to Pi, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest. For example, now, when you want to send coins to somebody somewhere, all of it now, you do everything. Even though the blockchain company or tech you're working with may have a lot of the transactions and the rest, they still cannot access them. That's number one. Then, secondly, also, sorry, excuse me. Now, secondly, also, apart from the fact that they cannot access them, when you make transactions and the rest, nobody is able to spy on whatever you do. Nobody's going to give you any form of restriction to what you are sending out from it. So everything is actually being controlled by you in total. You do everything, you control everything. Nobody's spying from anywhere. No hackers anywhere that are coming to try to steal your data because everything is encrypted. It's more like a P2P encryption.
Okay, so why at how am I requested for my data? Then I would like to.
Excuse me?
You said so nobody, not even government or anybody, can get access to my data without my permission. So how will I get a request for my permission?
We're talking about requests and permission. Well, if there need be, then there could always be any formal way of contacting you based on the technology you're working with.
Oh, okay, but do they have to know each person? Do they have to know me in person before they uh you know, they can request for my data?
Yeah, no, 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 not really, not really.
Yeah, IQ, you got any points on this here? Because I'm thinking that we are doing Pi KYC, and we are giving our data over to Pi Network. Yeah, and so how does this relate? How does this tie in here?
Yeah, I think this is probably a question that's hard to answer because we probably haven't really, like, we don't really haven't seen what the mechanism is at the moment. One thing that I'm aware of is I think this comes into play in November, which is the new banking messaging standards, which is ISO 2022. Sorry, 20022. So that's where all the standards are going to come into play for the banking messaging. So it's quite possible under those standards that we will there will be an allocation there for messages for giving access to our data. Now I'm not really sure about that, but that's just something I'm aware of.
Oh, okay, okay. Because
But I really don't think we've seen the mechanism yet for it. You know, something that I might add, maybe this is a bit relevant too, is like say you're a